Welcome back to my channel. My name is Cass and I'm so happy that you clicked on this video. We are going to do a fun witchy book tag today. I made this tag up myself, but I'm hoping it catches on. So if you're seeing this video and you want to do this tag, even if I don't tag you, please do it. Tag me so that I can read your answers. I know there are a lot of fall book tags out there, but this one's a little more witchy and it's completely book-based. Okay, everyone grab your cup of brew. I'm drinking a coffee today. I will post all of the questions in the description box so that you can just copy and paste them and use them to respond. And I would love to even get your responses in the comments, even if you don't make videos, okay? Let's get into it. Even though it is almost fall, it is very warm still here at my house. So I am going to take off this cape because I'm just a little too warm. Can't quite do it, but hopefully you guys will forgive me, okay? But I just love the cape and the witchy vibes. Okay, let's get into it. The first question is, Autumn Charm, what book gives you cozy fall vibes? Okay, this would have to be the Cinnamon Spice Inn. I mean, just the aesthetic of it, you can see just by looking at the cover, all of her books have the most amazing aesthetic. Like, I am typically not a cozy reader, cozy romance, cozy fantasy, but every once in a while, one will catch my attention and really get me. But oftentimes if I've read one, it's because I didn't know that it was cozy before I went into it. I don't know if I'm just too dramatic for it, but maybe it's because I have ADHD. If it's too calm, I get distracted really easily. I can't just have the cozy, easy thing. I've got to have more. There's got to be more. The stakes have got to be higher. There's got to be a plot that I'm following. There's got to be tension. If there's a romance, This book is really cute. It's a cozy romance. It takes place in a small town. It feels very much like Gilmore Girls, that little town that they live in. Definitely cozy autumn vibes. I enjoyed it. The next question is Potions and Brew. What is your favorite fall drink? Okay, we all know that I love coffee. I drink coffee morning, noon, and night. I love it. I don't do it for the caffeine. I truly love the taste of coffee. I've really refined my taste and I really enjoy the cups that I make for myself here at home, and I know exactly how I like it when I go out. I've become quite the coffee snob. I remember when I first started drinking coffee thinking, how do you even know the difference between all these? Don't they all just taste the same? No, they do not taste the same. But in the fall in particular, I am not one of those crazy PSL people. I do enjoy them, but that's not that's not the thing I go crazy for. But what I do love is a dirty chai. And you can get those year round, but I tend to really crave them and want them in the fall. All the spices in the chai, just it's perfect for fall. I just love to add coffee because it makes it a little less sweet. Sometimes when I get usually chai, I get while I'm out and about, at a Starbucks. And I've noticed that most chai has, at least here where I live in the US, sugar. They always add sugar. I don't like sweet coffee or tea. When I drink my coffee, I only add creamer. I never add sugar to my coffee. And so what I've found is that the chai tends to be too sweet. And so I like to add a shot of espresso to kind of balance out that flavor, because the espresso's usually got that more bitter, I don't know, earthy tea. I don't know. How do you describe it? But it balances it out, okay? I'm lactose intolerant, and so I usually get any kind of latte. I usually have it made with coconut milk, which also adds just a hint of coconut flavor. Also fantastic. I do that for my PSLs as well. So I'll order a pumpkin spice latte with coconut milk. Try it. So good. Yeah, but I love my cuppa year round, but definitely the fall. I am so happy to break out all of my fall mugs, and I just love that it's tea and coffee season. That it's just hot drink season. I love it. It's a ritual for me. It's so cozy and comforting and grounding for me. Absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things about fall. Okay, the third question is familiar favorites. If you were a fictional character, what type of familiar would you have? Okay, so my cat, Manon, we have two cats, Manon and Abraxos, If you know, you know. And Manon is like my little familiar. She is like my spirit animal. Brax is charming, lovable, social cat. He always wants to be where we are. He wants to know what's going on. He meows a lot. He loves to snuggle. He loves to be held. He loves to be loved. And he even gives kisses. Like, I taught both of them how to kiss, how to like give kisses. They like boop their nose up. They both know how to do it, but like trying to get Manon to do it is like, she is very stingy with her kisses. Where Brax will just like, Brax, when I come out in the morning and I say hello, he gives me a kiss. Anytime I say hello, he gives me a kiss all the time. He is just always so happy to see me. Manon is a queen and she does her own thing, but I am her favorite human. She doesn't hang out with the humans quite as much as Brax. She likes to kind of do her own thing, but she does love us. And when we first got her, she was super, we rescued these kittens and they had been through some trauma. Like their litter had been attacked by a wild animal. So when I got them, some of their siblings actually had injuries, and these two did not, but she was the runt of the litter, and you could tell that she was super traumatized. She was so scared. If you picked her up, she would just start shaking. Like, she was just so scared. And Brax, their siblings, and he was just like the big brother, always looking out for her. Like, if she started to shake, he would like go over and like sit with her and like make sure she was okay. She would go and hide under the couch, and if she stayed under there too long, he would go under there and lay with her and just like check on her. And she has come a long way. They just turned 1 year old, and they're part of our family. We love them so much. And Manon is still very much a part of our family, and she will let my kids hold her and stuff, but she doesn't usually seek out attention from them. She's super smart. She plays fetch. She's kind of like a dog. And anytime I'm emotional, both of the cats like seek me out. Like, they can tell. Or I was sick last week, like really, really sick, was like throwing up. And every time I'd come out of the bathroom, they'd be there waiting for me, like, "Are you okay, Mom? Are you okay?" And when I was laying down, not feeling well, they would come and snuggle with me. So anyway, I love them, but Manon is my girl. We're besties. Me and Manon are besties. But we also know how obsessed I am with dragons, how badly I want a dragon and wish that they were real, kind of. I mean, I don't know. They could be dangerous in this world. If I could know that they were going to be friendly, like a pet, 100% my familiar would be a dragon. It's a dragon, okay? But in real life, I have a real life familiar. It's Manon. No offense, Manon. She's just right over here, sitting here. Okay, number 4, Witchy World. What book has the most enchanting or witchy world you'd love to explore? Ooh, what book? I mean, I wrote these questions myself, but I never answered this one. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a witchy world, which is where my brain went. Just any kind of book. I mean, I want dragons. Like I said, I want dragons. So probably, I think I'm gonna have to say When the Moon Hatched. That is part of the reason I fell in love with that world, fell in love with that book, is because I loved the world building in that book. It is incredible. And in that book, the dragons, instead of dying when they get to old age or when they die, they go up in the sky and they curl up and they turn into a moon. And I loved it. I love all of the ideas behind the world that she writes. So I think I'm gonna have to go with that. Even though it's not a witchy book, it's definitely still like a fantasy book with magic and dragons, and it's still got witchy vibes, you know, and like a badass FMC. So, okay. The next question is spooky season. What is the scariest or most haunting book you've read? I'm going to try to stick with books that I've read recently. I'm trying to think if there's any books that have like really scared me. As I've mentioned before on my channel, I don't like to read a lot of horror books, but I do like thrillers. Paranormal stuff is what gets to me. Paranormal stuff. So I think my first answer would be, I recently read Blood Orange, and there's like vampires and witches and monsters in that book. And the vampires and the witches and all of that didn't really scare me, but there were some descriptions of monsters, and it like, the author played on the psyche of like freaking yourself out thinking you hear something or see something. I know we all do that at times, especially if you're like home alone or it's late at night or something like that. The author completely like exploited that. And I was reading the book late at night, and there was a part where the character was saying like it felt like someone else was in the room, like all the stuff, and I was like, gosh, now I'm gonna go to bed and feel like there's something in the room. But I also recently finished The Witch's Tree, and in that book, we are following a woman who is like basically staying temporarily in this home, like an Airbnb, for like a few months. There's all these like old stories about it. People say it's haunted. They talk about like a ghost that lives there. And she starts to notice things and have like this ghostly presence and notice like the haunting feeling in the house and all these weird things that are happening. And it's part of the story. It's part of the plot. There's mystery. We're trying to figure out like why it's haunted, where it's coming from, what happened. But again, it was like that feeling of like, some of the descriptions were so good. I was like, oh, no way, no way, no way. I would not do that. Like I was like following the character. I'm like, no, don't open the door, you know? And I do not scare easily. I do not scare easily. So yeah. I also just read Anathema, and there's like monsters and there's spiders, and I hate spiders, but there's like, well, I can't give this part away. There's a part in the book that like preys on my worst, two of my worst fears. Two of them in the same thing. Hated that. That one's not so much like scary, like, I don't know. For some reason, the paranormal stuff gets to me. So I would say Blood Orange. If you like monsters, I would recommend Blood Orange. It is super spicy, just FYI. But once you get past like the spice, like I just skipped through a lot of it. It's really good, and it has like the monsters. If you like paranormal stuff, go with The Witch's Tree. Okay, the next question is fall feeling. What book cover screams fall? So, I mean, obviously, I already mentioned the cinnamon spice, but fall to me is also like witchy and dark. So besides the book that I shared for the like cozy fall vibes, for me also like dark florals, kind of like thorny, I don't know. Okay, so I can't just pick one, but book covers that like scream fall to me. I think I shared these last year, but the Infernal Devices and Last Hour series by Cassandra Clare, I read those last year, but I love those covers. Like those are some of my favorite book covers that are not like special editions, like the original covers. They're gorgeous. I love them. I will put them up here. They scream fall to me. Also, Wayward by Amelia Hart, the US cover, not the European cover, but the US cover, also screams fall. And The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow also screams fall to me, and I think it's like a gorgeous cover. And Anathema. I mean, Anathema that I just finished reading, I mean, it's fall. There's so many covers, you guys, because I read so many witchy books, and almost all of the witchy books scream fall. That's why we read, like, that's why it's witchy season, right? So anyway, but there's some ideas. There's a few. Okay, I could go on because, you know, I collect books. I have so many books. I love book art and beautiful books, so that's a hard question for me. Magical mood. It's the perfect fall day to cozy up with a book. Describe your reading setup. So most likely I am going to either be right here where I'm filming, or my library room where I also film. I have a big cozy chair, so I'm either going to be here or there. I'm going to have like a big furry fluffy soft blanket. I'm going to have my cup of coffee or tea or chai, whatever it is I'm drinking. I'm going to have a candle lit. I love in the fall time the Bath & Body Works pumpkin pecan waffles. That is my favorite fall scent. I love it. It's actually burning right now. I just love it. And then I would probably have either in my library, I have fairy lights. I would probably have all of those turned on. If I'm out here, I'm going to turn on all my, I don't know if you guys can tell because it's light here, but this is got fairy lights inside, if you can see it glowing. Anyway, it gives a really good ambiance when it's dark. So I have several of these. I would turn these on, and then I also have these candles here. So I would turn on all my candles and probably have my water and like a few little snackies, and that would be my perfect setup. And that leads us to the next question perfectly, which is trick or treat. The question is, what book has a plot twist you didn't see coming? This is an older book, like it's been around for a little while. It's not old, but it's been around for a while. And so you've probably heard of it or read it. But The Silent Patient, I read that a few years ago. I did not see that coming, that plot twist coming. I should have, but I did not see that coming. What else did I not see coming? Shield of Sparrows. I did not see that plot twist coming at the end. There was a lot of things I did see. So there were some reveals that I completely saw coming, but one of the ones at the end, obviously I can't tell you in case you haven't read the book, but I did not see that plot twist coming, and I loved it. It made me, I loved it. I was so excited. Okay, and then treat. What is your favorite reading snack? It really just depends on what I have on hand. I usually like to have like some fruit that are finger fruits, like berries or grapes or like clementine, like little wedges. Anything I can just like grab, like finger food. And then of course in the fall, I love to make my pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. If you want that recipe, I will put it here in the cards. I think I know how to do that now. I have it in that video. Super easy, but they're delicious. So I think that's probably my favorite fall snack. I also love Biscoff cookies, but I cannot buy them because I will eat like a whole package. But sitting down with like my coffee and some Biscoff cookies, oh my gosh, so good. Okay, the next question is, this is number 9, spellbinding reads. If you could adopt any magic system or power for a day, what would it be and why? So magic system, I just finished reading A Discovery of Witches, or the trilogy is called the All Souls trilogy. And one of the magical abilities is the ability to time walk. And that is what I would want. I would want to be a time walker so that I could travel in time. Love time travel. I wish it really existed. And I think reading books and learning about history is the closest I can get to doing that. But if I could have that power for a day, I would go so many places. It would be amazing. Because it's also like teleportation. So if you just like thought of a time and a place, it's also like traveling to any place almost immediately. It's kind of like a 2-for-1, right? Okay. And then finally, the last question is, autumn altar. What book are you placing on your TBR altar to celebrate Witchtember? Or at this point, it's going to be Witchtober because COVID. I have so many books on my altar. What am I going to put? What is it that I'm really excited to read? I think my answer is going to have to be Alchemized because it just came out. It is so popular. It is so hard to get your hands on. Everybody is reading it. It's definitely got that like dark gothic fall vibes. I'm dying to read it. I'm waiting for my copy to get here in the mail because I ordered it from overseas, and I'm also anxiously awaiting my library to possibly get an audio copy. But if they don't get it, I am just going to purchase it or use one of my credits because I am dying to read it. So we are going to put Alchemized on my autumn altar. That is it. This was really fun, and I like this tag. I feel like you get some recommendations out of it. You get to know me a little bit better. I would love to see some of you answer these questions if you have a platform, but even if you don't, I will leave them in the description box below. Pick one, pick all 10, copy, paste, and give me your answers in the comment section. I want to read them. I want to know what your answers are so that I can also get to know you and get some other book recommendations because my TBR is never long enough. It's just never ending, and I'm always going to add to it. Anyhow, make sure you subscribed if you aren't subscribed already. YouTube tells me that like 70% of my viewership is not subscribed, which is crazy to me. So please, it would mean so much to me if you would hit that button. I would love to have you stick around. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.